What's up, my name is Ken and I help small creators in the self-improvement niche make unique cinematic videos using easy methods. Today I'll be showing you 8 beginner-friendly ways to make your videos look more like films, aka finding your cinematic style. In this video we'll be going through shooting the shadow side, symmetrical shots, natural lighting, manufactured lighting, different shots for same subjects, color grading, shooting with low exposure, and stealing shots. First off, we have the most general rule in all of cinematography, which is shoot the shadow side. This is a good tip that I learned from the creators that I watch, like Life of Reza and Gok's Art, and they both actually say to shoot near the shadow side of your face or your subject. This shot right here is a good example of shooting near the shadow side. We do this because it's a nice way of giving our shots a nice little natural look, instead of shining lights in all different angles. When filming yourself, you need to be aware of where your light source is actually coming from. So what I do, I like to light up one side of my face, which leaves the rest of it in the shadow side. You can do this with your talking head videos by using a light like me right now and just shining it on one side of your face and leaving the rest in the dark. But don't make it too dramatic. I mean, it's up to you. I used to make it really dramatic, but right now it's more subtle. But the next way is symmetrical shots. Now the big problem is a lot of people are actually very reckless with shooting their content, which makes them misalign the frame of their shots. So it's actually not symmetrical horizontally or vertically, which is just not neat at all. So what I do to help me align my shots is use walls, tables, chairs, or anything straight in my shot to help me line my grid lines in my camera horizontally or vertically. This is a very tiny trick to help you make your shots way cleaner than 90% of creators out there. Even when recording yourself like I'm doing right now, you have to line up your shot so it looks clean. As a viewer watching this video, it makes it easier for you to, visually understand what's going on. Next up, we have natural and manufactured lighting. So I use 2 sources of light, the sun and my light kits. I have 2 lights. It really depends on the environment here, because sometimes I use one or the other or both in this case. For daytime shots, I use natural lighting and sometimes sneak in maybe one of my light stands to help support the light. But for nighttime shots like this, I use my light stands only because there's no sun. A good trick if you use both natural lighting and manufactured lighting is to make sure that they support each other. Right now, I'm filming with my windows slightly open in my room, and I'm also using this light stand to help support that sunlight coming in. This can also be done with desk lamps and house lights or anything that's in your house available, because you really don't need to purchase any expensive light kits out there. It's really not that necessary. The next thing I want to talk about is shooting the same subject with different shots. In order to make your self-improvement videos more like movies, then you need to make different shots and mix them all together. This can be done by shooting one single subject, which is an object or a person, with multiple different camera angles and distances. For example, I can shoot footage of me watching TV with 4 different shots. High angle, low angle, long shot, medium shot, whatever. As creators, we do this because it helps us tell a visual story. What's even better is that with talking head videos like this one, having cinematic shots as B-roll will actually support whatever you're talking about. So for example, if you're talking about meditating, then you can put some footage of you meditating. Another example is that I can talk about reading a book, and I could put 5 different shots of me reading the exact same books, and all of them can look cinematic. And you might think this might be really hard to stay consistent because you need to put effort in every week or so, but it's not like that. If you want to post frequently, you actually have to plan and batch your content. I'm able to do this every single day with shorts and long form videos. I can actually teach you how to upload consistent cinematic videos inside my school community. You can check that out in the link below. Next up, we have color grading, the one and only. Now let me get this straight. I don't use any film preset or LUTs. I don't even use DaVinci or any other kind of fancy software. I'm literally a budget filmmaker and I tend to make it work somehow. What I do is color grade using CapCut's adjustment settings. I actually save all of my adjustment settings, so whenever I edit another video, I can just put that layer on and then boom, it's done. But you can do the exact same and create a preset for yourself on CapCut. It's very easy. My type of cinematic vibe is more of the yellowish, warm type of tone. So you gotta choose your own color combination for your personal brand in order to know what color settings you want to use. If you're on CapCut, you can copy my settings for completely free by clicking the second link in the description below. Another important technique is to shoot in lower exposure. I've always shot in lower exposure, whether it's with my phone camera or with my Sony camera, because I have more room to edit it in post-production. You don't want to shoot in high exposure because it'll be very hard to balance the lighting when you edit. Lowering my exposure is a must-do for me, and I suggest you do the same. On my Sony camera, this one right here, I like to set my exposure to -0.7 or just -0.3. This works well for me and my environment, but it can be different for you, so try it out yourself. When filming with my iPhone though, I turn down my brightness icon just a little bit to lower that brightness. It's a great trick that I learned from filming tons of videos for my car clothing brand. To do this, you want to press your camera screen right here and then drag the brightness icon down, and as you can see, the exposure is lowered. Finally, a secret method that I do is to steal cinematic shots. Literally just steal them like a thief. This is where you either watch movies or you watch creators to steal shots from. By doing this, you can also be productive with watching movies while having fun. As you watch films, make sure you have your phone camera out ready to take any photo. Obviously not in the cinemas, like don't do that. That's pretty sure it's illegal. I actually do this whenever I watch Netflix movies because Netflix does not let me screenshot or screen record anything. With all of these photos and screenshots, you need to save it into one single document so that you can go back and whenever you have spare time, you just recreate them on your own. I have a complete Notion page full of shots from movies and creators that I like to replicate whenever I have some spare time. At least every week, I like to dedicate one day to replicate all of these shots. And you should do the same if you want to improve your skills, because that's how I did it. If you don't trust me, trust the original source.